everybody. Hello, I am here. Yes, it's 10 o'clock start, but I want to make something clear to a lot of people. On behalf of every Jamaican, I want to say to you, you see, when we say we are come, we are come. We never late yet. When we reach, and when we reach. Hold on, let me check if I'm coming through on this. Oh my God. Tonight we have a special guest joining us. Hello, Trev. Are you there? Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you just fine, my love. How are you doing?
Hello,
Good
everybody.
to
This
see
is my
you.
special guest, Trev Essence Unstoppable from you know
How is
where.
everybody
Trev.
doing? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great afternoon.
Yay.
Good to see you, Delia. How you been?
Yes, I'm doing fine. I'm glad you could make it today. Yes. So,
Yeah,
guys,
you
you
know you
see
just have
the.
to say the word. You say the word and I am here.
Absolutely. Thank you. M and G,
Anytime, my love.
thank you guys. Ajabu TV, hi. I hope I pronounced it properly. So, the question for tonight, do you remember what it is, Chef? Should we tell our partner everything?
Should we tell our
Tony,
partner
welcome,
everything?
welcome. Yes. So, without delaying, I'm going to share two stories to kick this discussion off. And please, guys, in the chat, let me know your thoughts. So, the first story I'm going to share, I heard a few days ago of a young lady. She was 18 years old and her first boyfriend. So, she has been a good girl all this time. So, she went with her first boyfriend and then she took sick, and only to find out that she contracted the big HI, her first boyfriend. This was not disclosed to her or
Hmm.
anything. Then the second story, I heard this on Unstoppable TV. Blessings Unstoppable wherever we are in the world. Thank you for this one. So a
That's
husband
a big
wrote
man.
a
That's a
husband
big
wrote
man all
to,
the time.
oh, this one is good. So a husband wrote to Unstoppable asking him to read a letter because he would like some feedback from his viewers. So the letter goes something like this. I don't remember it in the same way it was structured, but we'll get to the end point. So this man got married to his wife 9 years ago. So 2 years after the marriage, when they decided to travel on holidays, he always suggested that they return to her hometown, which is New York. So they are both living in America, but different states. But every time she asked to visit, he asked that she visit the family with him. She comes up with different excuses until 9 years into the relationship of marriage, they finally decided to go to meet the rest of her family. So when the husband got there and he said he sat by the door, his wife aunt came in and said, I won't say the name, but I'll just use the name. So I'll use myself as example. Oh, Dalian. Dalian is still alive? I thought your pimp had killed you. So the husband said he was shocked. So long story short, what happened? The auntie was referring to her niece because her niece, her past life, she had a street life, but she cleaned herself up and got herself a good job, moved away from that part of town, and changed everything about herself. So she used to be a full prostitute. and she was also hard on drugs. But she never disclosed any of this to her husband. In the letter, the husband is saying he's now confused because he's unsure as to whether he wants to continue with the relationship or ends it, because the pain that he's experiencing, he had turned to one of his brother and shared his wife's story, and now the brother is laughing at him that his wife was a you know what. So now he feels ashamed, but at the same time his wife never gave him any trouble. She has always made him happy, their home is happy. But here comes her past. Hence the reason why I ask, should we disclose our past to our partner? If yes, how much so? If no, why not? Trev, take the floor for 2 minutes. I have my sorrel on the stove. Let me go turn it off.
All right. There is a yes and there is a no answer to that question. Should you disclose your past? It all depends on how much of your past should you disclose to your new partner. I mean, lots of people, lots of us, we have skeletons in our closets. There are some things that we'd rather not talk about. We
True.
don't want to have to share everything with everybody. And a new partner is a stranger until they are not. So
Mm-hmm.
why would I want to share everything with this stranger, knowing that if I say something that might make him think differently of me, it's going to break up whatever relationship we have already established, then he's going to be gone with whatever I told him. And then here I go find somebody else and I have to no, nobody wants to have to deal with that. So for me, I'm only saying what's going to affect you. If it's not going to affect you or your life, that's none of your business. That's my business. I'm not going there. There were lots of people. I'm not to divert from the point, Dalian, but I also have found that in recent years there has been this notion that you must say how many sexual partners you've had, where these men are coming asking you, what's your body count? No,
Mm.
that's some old low down, dirty, trifling man coming out asking how much was your body count. Go ask your mama. Don't ask a woman. Don't ask a woman that kind of nonsense. That's foolishness. You
Come
know,
on, guys, in
so
the chat. Let's hear your thought as well. Come on, get involved. What are your thoughts on what we are talking about? Should you tell your
yeah,
partner everything about your past?
so
And we're talking about
nothing.
if you are married. We're not talking about a fling or
But
just a one
Delia,
night stand. If you're
but
married to
Delia,
the person.
the, the thing is, if we have gotten all the way to marriage and I didn't tell you, why am I going to tell you after marriage? Because getting into marriage means that we must be honest, right? But how much honest is honest?
Mm.
Because we must have courted and had a great relationship for us to end up being married. So if after we get married, I am going to say something that I know is going to hurt you, is going to cause you to feel differently about the relationship. Why now? Go to your grave with it. Why now? So it's either you lay it all or you don't lay any. That's how I see it. Because
But
if you lay any eggs about your past, lay it there, and this is what you're giving him or her, then this is what you must maintain.
mm.
But you can't tell him, or you cannot not tell the person you are dating something that will impact their decision about you and the relationship. And then when you arrive, so to speak, as in get having gotten married, then you're going to say, but by the way, you know that I've had 4 abortions? What? Now you just that to me would be a very cruel thing to do. So you make up your mind if you're going to tell the person while you are courting, or you're going to leave it unsaid. But don't say it after you get married. Don't say it. And to your story that you said earlier, that auntie that opened her mouth and spoke of the woman's past, that auntie needs something. That auntie is downright rude, out of order, and rotten. And that auntie did not like that girl at all. She hated that girl, and that's what she wished for her. She wished that the pimp would have taken her 3 points. Or else she wouldn't have said something like that. How come I walk up to you and I say, oh, I thought somebody had taken your what? That's why the poor woman was running from that family, because that's how they feel about her, and that's how they think. That's the most they expect from her. We'll
But
talk later about how he feels about the situation now. We'll talk about
but
that afterward, but let's continue.
but in all fairness, before she left, she didn't. Nobody knew where she went. But before she disappeared
Mhm.
from the family, not only was she a full time on the street, but she was hard on drugs. So she made a name for herself on every corner in
But that's
in New
one.
York. It's like
Yeah.
you only need to quote that name and everybody would know her. Now, I
But
know of people with relatives, or I've seen drug addicts on the street all the time, and they are out of it. I mean, even here in the UK, we have a massive car park, and a big store, two car parks. And sometimes you would see them in the corner, and I don't need to tell you what they're doing in the corner, men and women. And that was part of her life. So it's not good what the auntie said, but I don't think that I think where the husband sat, the auntie really didn't see the husband to just show her up like that. He just happened to her because she just came in and blurted out her mouth. But at the same time, for me, I'm saying yes, there are some things that you keep to yourself, but at the same time, this is not a small thing. This is huge, because if you have to hide from one city because of the life you had there, should you not give your husband or your wife that chance to choose whether or not I want to go with you, or no, I don't want that life?
no, well, you have a choice, but that was her choice not to say. I mean, she wants to start over. She wants a brand new life. She wants to leave all of that behind, and that's what she was doing. And a lot of times, people like to bring up your past as a way of stabbing you in the heart.
That's
It's a
true.
way of them getting to you, hitting you where it hurts. Somebody knows that you have had a traumatizing experience in the past, and you have tried your best to move on from it. You have tried your best to forget it, to start over, start a new life, and then you run into somebody from your past, and you are with somebody they don't know, they're soon to be your wife or your husband, and then boom, they bring up your past. You remember when Mass Jasper raped you? Now you
Excuse me,
know
guys.
that these are some hateful, dirty people. I see it happen all the time, even online, where you see people are, they're online and they're trying to make a name for themselves, and then looking in their comments, you see somebody come up and say, "You're going like you're somebody," or remember where you come from, or you never come from nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm
Yes.
like, these people are just so cruel. And that's like the same thing that auntie did to that young woman. That's cruel. That's
True.
cruel. Leave it to her.
That's true. Hold on to that point for a minute. Yeah, EK said that body count is not necessary. But he doesn't want to walk around hearing people talking about his spouse. True that. If you are on the street doing certain things, and you're now married to this person has done all the good things, and turned their lives around. That's cool. And you know nothing about the past, and you take your beautiful wife now with you going all over this place, only to hear all the men on the street, everybody can say something about your wife. Now, I don't think that's a good feeling when you find out the truth behind that. And that is why I think it is really important that some things that you know can come back to bite you, best said at the beginning of your relationship, especially if it's somebody you're looking to spend the rest of your life with. Because if somebody do truly love you, they will accept you. And more to the point that you made earlier, that sometimes you do tell people stuff, secret will bite you in the true that you knew. Sometimes when you tell your partner, because I even heard someone share a story about this before, that the partner would use that person past, they shared with them, and take it as a use as a weapon towards them. Now for me, if I tell you something that really hurt me in the past, if I tell you as my partner and someday use it against me, I don't think it's gonna hurt me, because if I didn't feel strong enough to tell you, I would not tell you. So the fact that I'm the one who told you and you didn't hear it behind my back, I'm strong enough to deal with it. Now I have to make a decision. Where do I go with you? Do I go forward or do I need to say goodbye? Because obviously you're not someone who really cares about me, or else you would not use my past against me right now. You understand? So it really comes down to an individual and case by case, and just how petty sometimes we can be as individual, you know, trying to score points, with each other. And that is why relationship, you have to look at it in different ways, because you have to be compatible with people. You can't just jump into relationship as we're doing today, not trying to take time to find out about the person, what their qualities are we compatible to be together, you know what I mean? Until shit hits the fan, that's when we know whether or not this is not for me, because you're too petty, you're too childish. Do you understand? So it is very important that we take time to understand where we're going, where we're coming from, and try to work out whether or not, yeah, I can trust you enough to really talk to you, because is like what that song called, Percy Sledge, that song that he says, what, take time to know her. It's not an overnight thing. It really requires time, because like I'm seeing a lot of people, they are jumping into marriage. You listen to Unstoppable live all the time when people share their story, and they talk about how they met an individual, and obviously it's always at the end where they get the dirt, um accountability, they're not accountable for their action, because in some cases they have never met the woman in person, they've never met the man in person, and then the first thing they do is to travel and marry that person on the first trip. What do you know about them? Nothing. Sex, you're gonna have sex. Where's the protection? Do you know what they have? Did that person speak to you about the past? What? No, they don't. I think someone made it I think EK mentioned in the comment section that in the US, Trev, you should know this, that it's illegal if you know you have HIV and you give it to somebody. You know what I mean? A lot of these people don't even
Mhm.
know if they have any HIV. They probably have all the crab louses they are, all the disease, but who cares to go and check to see if they're okay? To make sure that, hey, I meet a nice man, a new girl, I'm going to make sure that I'm clean. Nobody does that. Do you understand? Trev, we've lost you. Come back.
I am here, but it's freezing.
Oh, right. Your internet is giving problem.
I think I mind this time,
I can hear you, though. I
And
can hear
man.
you. I can hear you. Yeah, in the comment section,
Is it my turn?
someone had said, you knew said, if you have a disease, you should say something, because it can be a death sentence, and that's a fact. Do you understand? Now, still on this topic with the woman and the man. All right. So now that he finds out, the problem with him now is that, can I go forward with her? So here's how it's gonna affect the relationship. Is love is not questionable. He does love her. But here's where it's gonna get tricky. Now, when he's gonna kiss her, when he's gonna love her a certain way, This is where it starts playing now. The mind. How many men kiss you this way? When she tried to caress him a certain way, like she would normally do, his mind is going to take him to that life she had. How many men have you done this to? It's like it will affect their relationship, don't you think?
Yes. Yes. You thought you want me to answer?
Yeah.
Of course, yes. It is going to affect the man if the man is that simple-minded. You'd be hard pressed these days to find a man who has not been with a woman, another woman before,
One
and
second,
is
Trev.
still
One
with a woman.
second. Somebody asked if the life froze. Are you guys hearing us okay? Are we okay? Yes, just say yes in the comment section. Let me just check. It's okay. Because Trev, the other day I was doing my live and the thing, yesterday actually, I just stopped. Are you guys hearing us? Please, can you say yes or no? Because every men and women need to sort of give their input on this because it doesn't just affect one; it affects both. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Trev, as I said, the effect on the man now or on the relationship, the strain, is that
Mm-hmm.
all the good 9 years that they had, all the amazing moments, in their private space, is now
Mm-hmm.
going to feel like, thanks EK, is now going to feel like, how many men did you kiss like that? How many men did you allow to do that? Because part of him is dealing with his brother knowing that his wife had that life. So he feels shame. Do you understand? And then, you know how we are. In every relationship, we are going to have disagreements. Now you have mature people and you have immature, and even sometimes when you're very mature, there are just moments when you're pushed to the point where you cannot hold it. And let's say they're having one of those moments where he is pushed. It is easy for him to come out and say to her, who you think you're talking to? You think of the man them where you sleep with you talk to? Bam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is gonna be like damaging. Follow me?
Mm-hmm.
I think the
Mm-hmm.
relationship is it's gonna struggle. If this was you, for example, I'll answer if it was me. If this was you, what would you do? Do you think you could continue with that relationship after you hear that your partner was a professional street person and hard on drugs and he kept it from you for 9 years? Do you think it would affect the relationship, or do you think you probably would have just said no? Guys, in the comment section, what do you think? Would you end the relationship
Yeah.
after 9 years when you find
Yeah.
out that your partner was sleeping with half of New York? Or would you commend her for changing her life and leaving that behind and still continue? What would you do? Please let me know.
Well, I'm the one to throw a monkey wrench into things
Just throw
because
whatever you throw. Just don't make it lick me. Throw what you throw. Don't make it lick me.
something. A lot of us
I
sleeping
agree
with
with
half the
you.
town that we
Yes,
don't
you
know.
do. Yeah, it would affect the relationship.
Of course, yes. A lot of us sleeping with half the town and we don't know. Our
See,
our partners
DK
are
said
out
he
there
would have ended the relationship. Yeah.
with, of course, yes, CK. Yes, you're gonna end the relationship because that to me would be something that I would probably expect to be exposed to me if I was a man. Look how double standard we are, Delia.
I know.
A man will want a woman to expose to him that she has been with several people, whether she was prostituting or she had gotten into relationships that weren't worth it and she had to leave one, get
Okay,
into the other.
hold on. Oh no, we as women, let's not try to fix it up. Sleeping with many men is one thing, But prostituting, remember, prostituting is like a car drove up to your leg, a car drove up to your foot, and you get in,
Listen,
you go and do whatever, probably 10 times per night, 10 times
daily.
per night for years. You're doing that. That's not normal. She has slept with almost half of New York. So let's not let's not put me and you there because I didn't do that. I had relationships
Listen.
that didn't work out, but sleeping with multiple men for money is God knows what they've done, allowed her to do to them or ask or paid her. So let's
Delia,
look at it like that because that's what it is.
the thing is, listen, listen, I'm going to kind of disagree with you just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. Why? Why am I going to disagree a little bit? Is because we have this double standard. It doesn't matter if she was out there standing on the side of the road and everybody is able to see her. There are also people who do that kind of stuff for money who do not stand on the side of the road. They are online, they are picking up people off of line, and they are doing the same thing. There are some of us who are in our homes, have partners who are going out and doing that without our knowledge, and then coming home to us. Don't forget, the person your partner, each person your partner has been with, you have inadvertently been with too. Think about it.
Girl. All right. So Trev, let's get back into it. Trev,
Yes.
as I was
Hmm.
saying, you I think you were trying to say to me that we have to be fair because men expectation about us sharing our past and them not sharing theirs, that sort of thing. But what I was trying to say to you just before we cut is that we have to look at it for what it is. It's not. It wasn't someone in a relationship or multiple relationship or changes their relationship, because we know relationships sometimes they don't work, but it was someone who had slept with probably 10 men each day for a week, months, years at a time, while she was on hard drugs. Out of her mind, don't know what she's doing, but each person request is different. So I think to myself that this should have been on the cards from day one. You disagree?
Yeah, I don't think she had to tell him unless she had a disease that was going to affect him. They don't have to live in the same town. If she's moving away from New York and going to California and starting over, why would she be dragging all of this with her? Then what would be the point of leaving New York if when you get to California, you're going to tell everybody that, oh, guess what? I was a prostitute over there in New York. You are starting over. Why? If you don't, that's just my view. If you don't, I think if you're starting over, you're starting over for better. You want to have a different outlook on life, and also you want the insights from others looking in on you to be different.
Mm.
So you want a fresh start, and you can't get a fresh start if you are starting with the old baggage.
That is true. But she was doing okay for 9 years until they went to visit the
Until
family.
he knows exactly. So you see that it would have been better for him never to have known,
But
because right
he
there
never
he
went
just,
there to find out, but he found out anyway, which is what there's some
yeah,
things you just can't keep a secret because he never went there with the intention to find out about her past. But he just came out. And that's the thing
right,
about secrets. I mean, we can blame Auntie for not liking her, but it just came out.
yeah. Auntie shouldn't have said that. Auntie said it deliberately to hurt her.
I I don't think she did deliberately. I think you just come in, you heard that someone is in the house. Oh my God, Trev, you're here. I thought you had passed away. We have not heard
That's not
from you
even a
in
nice
ages.
thing to say to somebody. I
No,
thought
I
you
know.
had.
I'm just saying. I don't. I mean, okay. It's like for example, if I'm traveling to see my family back home, I don't tell them I'm coming. I just show up. And when I reach there is when the gate is open and the suitcase is, you know, oh my God, you're here.
Mhm.
I don't plan it. So auntie must have come to the door and oh my God and say something, not intentionally to hurt her, but she, you know what, she could have said something else, really. But, or for example, oh my God, is this you, Trashy? You have transformed so well. Or maybe not call her that
Or-
name. Just say, oh my God, is this
exactly.
you? But I kind of feel that there wasn't respect there. They don't
Exactly.
value her, which is why she might have just, say what she said. Welcome back, guys. I'm sorry the live just went down. As you know, me and this software is fighting. Whether it's the software, I don't know, but hey, I will address the software tomorrow because this can't be happening. Not when I have such an amazing guest with me, right, Trev? Hey.
Exactly. That's how mine sometimes misbehaves as well.
Yeah.
So you are saying that the auntie, you didn't see anything wrong with the auntie saying what she said?
I don't believe that what the auntie said was wrong. It just shows the level of respect they have for her.
Or lack
It's
thereof?
like her transformation is not recognized. It's like they're still looking at her in her past life. So if for me, if I was her, for example, and I know like from talking to her or from hearing feedbacks from what the family might be saying about me, and I pick up that they really don't like me because of my past, I would not have gone back there. I accept that I came from a dark place, and I understand that I disgrace the family in some ways, and they will never try to see who I am today. So it's best I just let them be and I'll just get on over here because her story is just one example. It's just that what she did is what we're talking about really, but it's many people life. We've been through abuse and the abuse happened in the household. Uncle,
Mhm.
brother, um, daddy, granddad, and it's like now you're grown and you want to talk your truth, and the family wants to perish you because you should shut up, and they hate you because
Mhm.
you have something over them. You understand? And you're strong enough and you have that courage and you want to now speak about it, but they just hate you. You will not be accepted in that family. They will not see you. They will not see what you've grown to become. Maybe you leave there,
Mhm.
you become a doctor, you have your good husband, your good family. When growing up, they
Mhm.
always look at you as a promiscuous child when
Mhm.
they were meant to protect you, but they abuse you instead. But God has brought you through those hard times and placed you in high places. They can't see you for that.
No.
So it's the same with this woman. Her family probably just will never see her or accept her as, the accept her for the young lady who she has become now. They'll always see her as the street girl, always high on drugs, and it's sad.
Yeah,
But
sometimes you just gotta have to change the place you're at and find some new people, a new environment, and I guess that's what she was trying to do, to start to establish herself in a brand new environment, get a husband, live her life, move on, from the dark past, because we can't just judge people from what has happened to them, because who knows what was going on with her at the time. Maybe she was having a terrible time. She was in a very dark place. She just needed some help. She managed to pull herself up by her bootstraps, help herself to get out of there, and now she's living a good life. If she was able to maintain a household and a husband for 9 years, then she has been doing something right. And now
Yeah.
for the family to turn around and just drive a nail into that, to have the husband now thinking whether or not he married the right person, or whether or not he should continue with the marriage. I find auntie to be so wrong. And now we got to deal with the husband's perspective on his marriage at the moment. He wants to leave because now he has found out that she was a prostitute, and he wants to leave because now he's starting to worry about the things that he's doing to her that other people has done to her, and how many other people, and all of that. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be with him after that, because I see that relationship going downhill really fast. The fact that he has expressed that he no longer feels the same way about her because of what he now knows, it's time to call it quits.
N-
What you say, Delia?
he did say he still love her, but
He don't want to be with her no more.
he's just looking at it, trying to balance, like, where will the scale fall? Will it balance and say, okay, well, I'm going to accept, but there's an imbalance. His mind is thinking, hence why he wrote the letter in, asking for advice or for people opinion, because I think, to be honest, it's a lot to take on board. I mean, we can sit here and we can look at it the way we look at it and say how we say, but unless we're the one feeling what he's feeling. But what I want to do now is we're going to shift the conversation from him and her and just look at the possible reason why she did what she did. Many times that you find women doing these things, going out there, getting involved in, you know, with men and being promiscuous. Do you know that it always starts from someone abusing them?
Oftentimes.
It always has to do with abuse. And because of that abuse, it has led them to think and to act. It's like one lady shared her story a few days ago. It was on Facebook, but as we share stuff. And the girl is saying that she went to a party and five guys took turns on her. Five. And she's grateful to be alive. Yeah. But that has changed her life. And obviously, yes. And this is how she look at it now. Well, life goes on. I mean, I try relationship, and if it doesn't work, well, I'm not bothered. He just goes next. So this woman can, she probably went through something similar, and her thing is that, well, if uncle did this to me, or if my dad did this to me, well, hey, heck, anything goes. And before you know it,
Mm-hmm.
she get involved with the wrong crowd. The wrong crowd get her unhooked on alcohol. The wrong crowd interest her to try something. She tried a little, and then by trying that little repeat until she became hooked on it. So looking at it from that perspective, now, Trev, I came across an article, and let me just go into the
Mm-hmm.
article. In the article, tell me if you agree. There are five things you shouldn't tell your partner about your past. and tell me if you agree. I'm going to read the article, and then we can agree or disagree on it. I'm sorry you can't see the comment section. All
Me,
right,
I can
so
see.
you can.
I
Okay.
can't see it on my channel. I can't see it on my channel, but I can see it on my other phone.
All right, keep it on the phone then, and you can do the shout out if I'm distracted trying to read. Just
Yeah.
shout out. Moisha just came in. I said hello to her. Lataya, they haven't their chat in there, so yeah, they're all cool.
Mhm.
Welcome, guys. I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to read the article. I'm going to share it with you. So it said there are no points sharing things from your past with your present partner if they don't have any bearing on the future. See what I'm saying, Trev, is not like somebody you're just gonna have a one with. No need to say nothing to that person. So they're saying, so when you're about to talk, make sure you avoid the following things. One, don't talk about everything that went wrong in the past relationship. Yes? It's great that you don't it's great that you don't want to repeat the same mistakes and would like to do things differently now. So talk about them without getting into too much details. Perfectly said there. That's true. The next one is it says your sexual past doesn't define you in any way. Remember you said that earlier, Trevor, about your number.
Yes. Mhm. Right.
So no matter how many times the conversation comes up, don't talk about exactly how many people you've
Exactly. Like it's
don't,
not important.
don't tell the man I slept with Tom, Dick, Harry because him uncle.
Exactly.
So don't mention how many people you've slept with. Uh all right. Let them figure it out if they want to. You know what? To be honest, that's something I don't talk about. I know I'm not somebody who run around, but I don't need to go all that. I didn't need to get into all that. No. The next one is number three. Do you miss your ex? Hmm. It's normal to get into conversation about past relationship and about how much you miss your ex. A lot of us like to bring ex into conversation. And some of us, we are so naive. We would say to our new partner, my sex did that better than you. Where you bring your ex come here, come do. That is a disaster for disease, don't you think? Not for disease, a disaster. That's just a disaster. The
Bring your
relationship
ex
is
over
mashed up.
here. You leave
Don't
your ex over
compare your ex
there.
with your present partner or your partner with your ex. Leave ex out because that is baggage. You might compare your past relationship to the current one or miss something that your current relationship lacks. Leave leave past and deal with the new. Don't mix them up. Anyway, while you could suggest that, start doing that particular thing for you. Don't tell them it's because you used to do it with your ex. Exactly what I'm saying. Don't compare because you're just going to kill the relationship before it starts. Number four, we're reading out what you shouldn't tell your partner about your past. Number four says if you've cheated once in any of your past relationships and felt guilty enough to swear off cheating for the rest of your life, your current partner doesn't need to know that. Hello, hallelujah.
I agree.
Yes. What you tell him you cheat for? Have you ever cheated?
No.
Yep. That's between you and yourself because you have made a promise to yourself that you will never do it again in your relationship. The minute you go tell the person, say yes, but they cheat, and my boyfriend run me down and beat me up, or something like that. If you're gonna put the relationship into problem, so don't
Yes.
mention that, please. And the fifth one says it's never a good idea to talk about how things were between the sheets with your ex, especially if you're. Hey, yes,
I
yes, yes.
agree.
Example: a friend of a friend was married. They had a good relationship, kids in the relationship. Husband set up wife. Wife was running a business from home, and life was good. Husband said to wife, husband is African, wife is Jamaican. Husband said to wife, the only thing that you could do for me to leave you is if you sleep with a Jamaican man, one of your own. Because Jamaicans and African have this thing where they think that we carry a bigger package than they do. So the husband say, if you ever cheated on me with a Jamaican, I'm gonna end this relationship. And that was the only thing. So I guess the wife could have cheated with somebody else, another nationality, and he would forgive her, but not with a Jamaican. The woman neighbor coerced her into doing stupid things. You know how some people are jealous about your
Mm-hmm.
life and the relationship you have with someone? Now, this
Mm-hmm.
girl, she went and got involved with someone else. Steve Gilmore, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. The woman went to Jamaica. She never even bothered stay at England and do it. She went to Jamaica with the neighbor, and the neighbor had her boyfriend, but they weren't married. So she went to Jamaica, even though the husband said to her, if me ever find out you cheat with another person and it is a Jamaican, done. I guess she didn't think the man was serious, but she went to Jamaica, had her fun out there until one day the neighbor and her got into some stuff, and you know how is only a friend know your
Mm-hmm.
secret,
Only they
only
can
he
reveal
can
it.
reveal it. Then the woman informed the husband that his wife had gone to Jamaica with her and she did her thing. What the husband said, I will leave you if you ever cheat with me with a Jamaican. And so said, so done. He stripped her like how you strip all carpet off floor. He took the business, he threw out the house, he took the kids. She ended up way worse than she started out. Way worse. So yes.
Well, if you
If
cheat and
you
you
not,
if you cheat and you lose your relationship and it's because you cheated, well, what am I to say?
no, she
I
didn't do
mean,
that.
you call
So
it on yourself.
so obviously the man was saying, I know that Jamaicans mean between the sheets stuff, yeah, is different from mine, so don't go there. But anyway, number five, it's never a good idea to talk about how things were between the sheets with your ex to your present partner, especially if you're going to talk about how they were, how
We're
good
better.
they were, how they were, how it was nice, how they did that, and you don't want to do it, and how, yeah, don't do it. It's not every man or every woman wants to do certain things in a relationship. They will do it, but just give them time. Don't force them with your ex story because it will end before it starts. Let me see what I go on in this. Trivia, your answer. Okay, cool, cool. All right, so let's look at the things that you should tell your partner about your past. No, five things the article said that we should tell our partner, our new partner. So again, let's see if you agree because I think I'm going to agree with these. So number one, you should tell your partner about any medical procedures you've done through which might affect your sex life and or fertility. So for women, if you something is wrong with you and you know you can't have children, this should be disclosed before you go and marry the man, especially if the person doesn't have kids and want to have kids and you know for sure you cannot get pregnant. Yes, you must tell the man. Yes?
I agree. I
Because
agree.
if you don't disclose it before the relationship goes through to marriage, it's betrayal.
Yes.
Now, may I turn the table now? Men, if you know say you can't stand up, all right. Let me use
Kneel
an
down.
example. You men, a friend of mine, friend got married, and they were doing the whole Christian thing. That thing after marriage, the intimate part. Before marriage, no, they weren't doing that. So they kept it together until wedding was complete. The night after the wedding, when everything went through nice and reception and yeah, yada yada yada, and it's time for that moment when them a wait pan all long, people, you're not gonna believe the wicked man. The girl called me and said her friend just rang her to say, you won't believe what me I gonna tell you about my husband, something dead, and nothing in the world can make it stand up. It dead. The man is
When did she
unwell
go back
and
down to divorce
something
court?
can't work. No, me don't know about you, no, but me I tell you, me now beat him. I'm gone. People, you can imagine you sitting around wait on the woman or the man all this time when I plan the wedding now, and see one another and boy, she look nice or God, me can't believe I saw my husband. And the night after the wedding when things for throw down, nothing. So yes, medical issues.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
No, that
everything.
so yes.
Yeah,
Obviously he had a
stuff like
medical
that.
issue. He should have told her.
Yes.
Let her
You see,
decide because the woman is a young, strong woman. No, what she gonna do with the whole of her nature? Hmm? She have to go back to the pastor. But anyway, me always say before me go to number two, Trev, me say if me I go sin for one thing. You see, if me I go married, me have to test if the water deep enough. Cause if it not deep enough, me now go in there. Me have to test if the water work, and me now go in there. And me
I'm
of course
baptized.
me a talking now no must understand what me I say. Me now
I'm
go in the
baptized in a
relationship like
shallow water. No,
no.
sir.
Me
No,
have to
sir.
know say everything I work. Me have to go check the engine oil. It want if it need engine oil, if it need gas oil, if it me have to check all of the screws in is working. Yeah. But a wickedness. If that woman and me was friend, and me should not call and me and go around there and me and probably tell her come make it turn him around and beat him. Make him beat him behind for so
Oh my
wicked.
gosh.
Yes.
Well, that in that case, he was supposed to disclose to her if he knew beforehand, because
He
eh,
knew. He
eh,
knew.
once he knew beforehand, then there is no excuse.
He
He should
knew.
have disclosed that listen, this is the position I'm in. This is what we have to unwork with. So, because we can't work with it because it can't work.
Hmm. This
So,
is what's gonna
this
be
is what.
missing from the relationship. Yeah.
Right. So this is what I have. This is what's going on here. And let her make that decision as to whether or not she wants to continue. Because a
Yeah.
lot of women will compromise and say, okay, then we can go to the store, we can go to the Imposium, whatever they call that place, and get us some, toys, whatever. Some women will compromise like that and say,
Yeah.
we can do that. Others might say, well, in that case, do you mind if we get a third party into this room?
Mm.
In You get what I mean? We will
Yeah.
get a third party in here, and that person will fulfill my needs on that level, or whatever the option she wants to come up with. But she has a right to know. He
Yes.
should have told her before they got to that point. She should have known.
But remember now that there wouldn't be a third person because these are two godly people. As
You would have been
him
surprised
are
to
not
know.
godly, him is a wicked, him a devil because no godly
Yeah, you
person
would
can
have
do
been
that.
surprised to know.
But his action is he portrayed to be a godly person going by the book that we won't do that until we're married. But at the same time, you kept something important from this woman.
Yes,
You've
he
been
wrong.
deceived.
He
You,
wrong for
you
that.
are a Judas. A Judas that. And he killed
Yes.
Jesus. Yes, man. So I mean, trying to hold the relationship until marriage, and knowing that you have a medical issue because he had a medical problem, which is why don't dare no work. So he knew from the
And
get-go. So he should have said to her. So
mhm.
that's just cold and wicked. Yeah. So that's number
And
one to look.
there, not to cut you, but there are a lot of people who are trying to stick to this way now. A lot of people are starting to adopt or gravitate towards this whole thing of waiting until after marriage. And I have found that this is starting to be something nefarious rather than what it was intended to be. It was intended to be something wholesome where you wait until you are both committed to each other.
Yeah.
But now people are using it for other reasons. People know that they can't perform like you're expecting. People know that they have lots of issues that would make you step back and
Mm-hmm.
think, have second thoughts about going forward with them. And so they sort of use this as a crutch to say, oh no, we're going to wait until we get married. And then when you get married, they have trapped you. They have ensnared you because now you find out that they are ill. They can't perform like you expect them to. So many problems
Mm-hmm.
now that you are discovering after you have already gone to the pastor and got married. So now they think that they have trapped you and you can't leave because now leaving is going to be another problem.
Yeah.
So I agree with you when you say you gotta check that water, brother. You gotta check that water. How deep that water is before you get up in there.
Yeah, I
Yes,
gotta
I
check that
agree
it's working. Yeah.
because if the intimacy is important to you in a relationship, how you gonna wait until you are married to explore that intimacy to see if it is something that you want to make a lifetime commitment for?
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
do that.
No.
No.
No, you have relationships where both men and women don't like intercourse. No, that's a fact. You have relationship just like that. But that's something you put on the table just the same. Because if I don't like that because of maybe medical reason, because of trauma, I could find a man who, feels the same way because abuse don't just happen to women. Abuse happen to men just the same. And that can turn some people off intercourse. So if he doesn't really like sex per se, and I don't, but we just want companionship, somebody to spend our lives with, to live and just respect and love, but knowing that that part of it is not going to be an issue because I just don't want to have it. Both of us said okay, well that's okay because we both agree okay on that. Yeah. But knowing said this thing, yeah, as long as you depend master God will hurt. Not even God not find it funny cause him take it from you, and say now work and you come marry me. Me don't
Mm-hmm.
know it about me. I've got send you to Jamaica on a trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Me have got send you home for a trip. No, me not laugh.
Yeah,
You
you're
couldn't do
out
me
of
that.
order. Yeah, you're out of order. You're
You
rude.
couldn't do me that.
You can't
Then
you
I'm
can't
gonna
do that
then I'm gonna send them down. They go see
because it's
Lataya.
gonna get
Lataya, but I'm saying
messy.
Lataya. See my husband here. Lataya. He might shot back. He can't shot no black but now where everything died down. Yeah. No, sir, but that's wrong. All right, let's jump into number two. So, guys, we are sharing the 5 things from the past, from your past, that you should tell your new partner. And not just somebody who you met at the nightclub, but someone who you intend to spend the rest of your life with. So, number one was to disclose any medical problems that you have, both men and women. So the second one is, while neither of you should be digging too deep to find out every last detail about each other, sexual history, you should have an idea about any STDs you might have. And if you know, say, I have bed bug, syphilis, HI, gonorrhea, you name the list. If you know you have some of them, something there. My God, man, tell the person, please. But guess what? Now there's a problem, Trev, because a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
for example, let's use a place. A man who likes to sleep with different women or multiple women. He doesn't have time to go and check himself. He doesn't really care that much to check himself. So then whatever he
Obviously,
have,
you
him
don't
come
care.
not care, come share with you.
Exactly. Exactly. If he cared, he wouldn't be living so recklessly.
Which takes me to a sermon I heard preached the other day. Pastor Gino Jennings, my preacher that. Cause you know really hear preacher tell you say when you're going to get married to someone, Pastor Gino Jennings says make sure you get a blood test, man and woman, because you don't know what life they both had. You don't know what him did I do or she that do. Them can't tell you anything. But it's our responsibility to make sure that we are going into something and it's safe. Now, I can be a hypocrite and say yes, because we know we not always do that. But when it comes to really marriage, though, on a serious, I have a subscriber on this platform right now. I don't know if him gone. Maybe him gonna leave when me talk. But respect to this guy. Me and this guy hook up, yeah? And we had a moment. And you know, when we had that moment, we need to get to the next gear. And the guy hold me up and said, no, babe, no. We can't do it. Me say, what? Him say, because I have a STD. Me say, who? And the guy actually stopped me at the moment, you know, you're getting, and him stopped me, you know, like, so he kissed me for. But he controlled himself and to stop and be honest, to say, I can't, I have, what the one will make man penis sore, uncle? Um,
All of them.
herpes. Herpes is not something that gets better. It's I think herpes is always something you have to live with as a man. So he had herpes, and he stopped and our nature done. Nothing no go from this or from that day then. But respect to him because he could have just been one of them selfish cow and pass on something really serious to me. But yeah. So my brother, you know who you are. Thank you very much. Here. All right. God bless you. Number three. If you don't mention the exact number of people you've been with and your partner gets to know later, it might not be that of a big deal, but if you've been engaged or married before, have children with one or more of your exes, you need to tell your partner about it. You remember the conversation we were having where the woman traveled America and left her multiple children back in Jamaica and start a new life in America and tell her husband nothing? No, we have to discuss that topic because I know if I want to do it, I know wicked so till. Oh no, wicked. I mustn't hiding a pitney. Cause I don't know what kind of life the pitney them I live out there. Sufferation I kill them and they are foreign and get up every day on a nice life and a hot husband. Wait till the husband find out about no bag of pitney in Jamaica. I left you. Number four, that you should disclose to your new partner.
Yes, I mean that part with the children, we find that there are lots of women who leave their country, their original country, go out into the diaspora, and they want to start a brand new life, but they had a life before.
Yeah.
So so in starting this brand new life, in their mind, they are wishing and hoping that the children that they had before never existed because these children now sort of form a hindrance
Yeah.
in their life, and
Yes.
they want to present themselves to this new life as this pure person who probably, never had intercourse, never
Yeah.
had children, whatever the case may be,
Mhm.
and they have but they have the children to deal with, and that situation that we were talking about earlier, where that woman, she left Jamaica from when and she came abroad, and she left like 3 kids back there or so. And she came abroad, started a brand new life, got a husband, got married, got children here, never said a word to her husband about the children back home, never petitioned for one of the children, nothing. She just continued living her life like she just left Jamaica behind, all
Yeah.
of it. And
Yeah.
one of her daughters had tracked her down, and the daughter got a visa, came to America, and tracked the mom down at her job. And was saying, mom, and told them she was there to see her mother. And everybody was shocked, not knowing that she had a daughter in
Yeah.
Jamaica. And
Yes.
the woman said, Pass the pitney, like, no, like, you're not my child.
Like you
Because
don't
she had
care.
convinced herself so much that
Mm-hmm.
that life did not
Exist.
exist.
Wow.
Yes, because she now is seeing that life, she's probably saying to herself that bringing these children into this life is going to not make it as glorious
Yeah.
as I want it to be. And if
Mm-hmm.
I have to tell people that I had 3 kids back home, then they're probably going to be looking at me differently.
Yeah.
They want to think, oh, she have 3 pitney here, so for her husband, and then she have 3 pitney in Jamaica, and people are going to look at her differently. So what the option she took? She took the option to abandon her children, never to talk to them, never to hear from them, never to make any efforts to petition for them, just because she wants to please the society and the world that she has now created
Mm-hmm.
for herself. And we have found that to be happening quite a bit because people want to change and move on and start a different life.
Yeah, that's true. But when you can't leave your ex behind and your family, you gave birth to these children. They're not just anything. They're your
Your children
children.
are different.
Like, how do you do it?
Exactly.
That's just wicked.
They do. Yeah, they do. They do,
Honest.
my friend. They do.
All right. We're gonna go to number five. Number five is
We did
very
number 4.
important.
We
Hmm?
did number 4 already. We did number 4.
Number four is the serious relationship. If you had serious relationship ended, if you had engaged. Oh, we don't do number four.
No, we did
No,
number 4
no,
yet.
you can't count. You can't. You can't count.
We did
Hello, hello.
it.
Listen, I'm a glasses. I'm a glasses, but never realized. But here, in number four. All right, number four. Your partner, your partner needs to know about your serious relationships and the reason why they ended. Really? Anyway, it's important to let your partner know if you broke up due to infidelity, financial troubles, or abuse of any kind. Yes, I agree to three-quarter of this one. I think I agree to all of it. I'll be a hypocrite. Why did the relationship ended? Me cheat upon him. Yeah, go tell the new husband and see if him tell the new person and see how far the relationship they reach. Trev, are you there?
Yes, I'm right here.
Are you I only heard me and say I want big E up.
See me here, Delia. See me here.
No, no, on this one is true though. Um Financial problems and abuse, because if we were to get the man to say to us, okay, the reason why I end the marriage with my wife are because me beat her all the time. You think men ever would answer that to them new women? I swear them
Mm-mm.
wouldn't tell them that.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. The woman will quickly say that I left him because he always abused me. But me not think no man are gonna really say to his new wife or his woman he's looking to marry, me and her break up because my eyes are beat her. She can't take it no more. We've heard of situation where men, they're trying to get multiple women in their life at the same time with their wives, and they would take the wife name and go out and drag it in the mud like the wife is the worst thing when the wife didn't do nothing. But they would create and paint a picture for that person or persons to believe that wife at home is wicked and she's the devil, which is why they would be okay to sleep with the man. But newsflash, a
Mm-hmm.
lie, or the man are wicked, so be careful.
Mm-hmm.
When a man wants to cheat, he will find all excuse to do it. Yeah. So ladies, grow up a little bit and don't make them trick you. All right, we are going number 5. Any past trauma might affect the relationship negatively. If you have sexual trauma that makes you sensitive to certain things and you've got some triggers, share that with your partner is important. All right, what do you say about that one?
Yes, because people who have been abused, um, a lot of times, almost all the times, especially the ones who have not gotten adequate therapy. Not saying that therapy is the fix all because it certainly isn't. And some people, even with a mountain of therapy, they still can't shed these memories. And
Mm-hmm.
so even the perfume,
Yeah,
if they
true.
smell a perfume that the offender was wearing at the
Yeah.
time,
Mm-hmm.
it could just trigger them off, to become a totally different person.
Yes.
It is wise that they say this to their partner, this is what triggers me off. I don't like to be touched here. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like to be touched there. Um, One thing, I'm going to tell you this from personal experience. One thing that I am adamant about saying anytime I have a partner, don't you ever dare slap me.
Yeah.
They have these sort of endearing slaps like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, don't ever,
Yeah.
don't, yeah, that is my trigger. Don't do that. Don't do that because to me, I interpret that as covert abuse.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not going there because I don't want this to escalate and I don't know what's going on in your mind.
Yeah.
So that would be my trigger. Don't ever do that. So I understand when you say that it should be disclosed to a partner your triggers, what you do not like. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So that they know that if they care for you, they don't violate that expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my piece on that part.
That's true because I was listening to a program and the guy was sharing his experience with his current partner, and he said that his woman, she's a keeper, she's a wife, she's everything that a man could ask for, but there's just one problem: she doesn't like sex. And that was way before I started this channel and started doing research on abuse and stuff like that. And it was only recent when I remember that particular story. It hit me. That woman probably had gone through trauma. She might have been raped, and
Mhm.
rape victims often don't like intercourse because a
Mhm.
some most of our men, not for the man out there, yeah, when me attack, y'all don't know nothing about love making. Y'all just want to go in and rev out like old vehicle, boom, one gear, two gear, You don't do caressing, you don't take your time with the woman. And and if this guy was one of, that type of man who just feels like he just wants to rub her leg and then him feel for where him need for reach and then him gone, it probably just triggers her. Do you understand? Another story a young lady shared. This one was very troubling. Her father was the one that abused her from age 7 to age 17. And when she finally got away from that life and she was married, her husband would, you're sleeping with your partner, and during certain hours of the night you feel like, oh, that feeling come on, and the husband would try to take some, and she would jump out her sleep and get really frightened. And she said she know it's because of what her dad would have done to her, so it took her back. So
Mhm.
what she did was to sit her husband down and explain to him that, look, I'm okay if you want to have some of me whenever you want to have, but if you're going to do it when I'm asleep, don't just do it. Try to wake me up so that I'm alert and understand what is going to go down. Because when you try to do it when I'm asleep and I wake up, it takes me back, you know?
Mhm.
So it is really important for people to share what triggers them for true. I
Yes.
totally
Mhm.
understand.
Yes.
Um, on the flip side, we have some of us women up here is not really 100. We don't screw up, yes, so good. Because you have some of us who thinks that they should be in a relationship with a man, and if that man doesn't beat them, like physically handle them, they don't love them.
I ain't even gonna say nothing about that.
I'm gonna continue. I have a friend, I'm sure she's listening, probably not now, but she'll hear this. She once told me, you see, if my man don't beat me, him don't love me. She told me that. I didn't hear it. She tell me. I say, you're crazy. That's the only thing I said. You're crazy. Because a lot of women look at love that way. Because a man must be jealous of them. And some of our women, we're not easy, we're risky. We're risky, man. We run some risk with ourselves. If if the man love me, him have to beat me. And then to prove if the man really love me, I gonna do some things for him and make him find out and see his reaction. We're crazy. We're crazy.
Yeah, very.
We're crazy. So those were the five things you should share with your partner, your new partner, and then the five things you must not. Yeah. We really don't have to say everything to our partner, because me, I don't have to tell you everything. What's important, I'll tell you. And we grow from there. My father always said, don't take the baggage with you in your new relationship. Don't bring your ex come here so with you. No compare your ex with me. Stuff like that. So as you approach new relationship, know, analyze, and really sit down and put thoughts into what you're going to talk to your partner about. And the next thing I want to just add in here, Trev. Ladies, please, men too, just take your time. I know nowadays, Trev, marriage is a joke for a lot of people. But what is not a joke is when you women stretch your neck across the globe to find some man or some woman, and then things doesn't work out, or you still have control. Because if you send for the man or the woman and you feel like they're violating you, or they're not honoring your request, or they're not doing what you want them to do, so hey, I'm going to call immigration. Guess what? If you sit down with pen and paper and check the amount of money where you invest in that person, to just say out, it ain't not worth it.
I
Aside from the
agree.
money, the emotional abuse that you created on yourself, it ain't worth it. Because many a times when you treat the person how you treat that person, thinking that you come out a winner, there ain't no winner. You're the loser, the biggest loser out of all. Trev, the other day, did you hear the story of the lady that lost 90,000 savings? and
I
almost
heard it's over
lost her
unstoppable.
home because she found and invested in this man, and the man traveled and all these things until she ended up where she ended up.
Yeah, I heard it. I'm like, you know something. Sometimes we just we do sometimes the weirdest things. And I'm glad that these stories are coming out now
I do,
so
yes.
that people can learn. And the bad thing is they are still not learning.
No, a
There are
lot of
lots
them
of
are not
people
learning
who are
because they don't
still
think it can happen to them.
Yes, and they are still trusting people and trusting that when you are in a relationship, you trust that the partner that you are in this relationship with has good intentions for you. Oftentimes, they don't. Nowadays, we see people are just so opportunistic. People
Mm.
just want to, get with you because you seem like you are financially stable. Once they get in, they want to take full control of your finances. They want to know who you're paying, what you're paying. Oh, don't pay that. You don't have to pay that. Because what? The less you have to pay, the more money they have to steal, And especially us older women, we
Mm.
need to pay
Slow
closer
down.
attention.
Slow down.
When we are trying to find a partner, life partner, we need to be very, very careful because most of them are just coming to leash off what you have worked so hard for. Because at this point, I'd say at my age, people, at my age, I've worked for 30 something years in my life. If somebody is going to come into my life now with two long hands and
No.
expect that I'm going to
Just
take
hand it
care of
over
them.
to them like that.
No, no, because there isn't much time to recover when you are a middle-aged person. There isn't much time to recover financially because you are heading into retirement.
Exactly.
So how are you gonna pick up somebody, these young men who don't want to work, and you're going to let them take your money and take everything your husband died and left for you or whatever,
Mhm.
and leave you like Hector Gibson with one hand before you and one hand behind you?
Yeah.
You
It's
crazy.
happening.
Exactly. Just to get little Telia, you can't go nowhere with it. Crazy. Yeah, we can't do
But
that
but
foolishness.
but the reason a lot of, well, all of the story here is always these two things. Um, I want the best for him. I think he's a good person. I want the best for him. So, what you find us women doing? Not me, me not in there, but me always like we say us. So nobody not point no finger back at me. Us women doing. We're experiencing the abuse because the person is abusing us, but we're still finding time to try to give excuse for that person behavior and casting ourselves aside because we don't count when we
Mhm.
should be priority. The next thing
Exactly.
is he makes me feel good. The sex is good. Find the hourly I tell me saying that you don't have enough sex. Really? These are the two stupid things that these big women are using and getting used. And then the few text messages, these are nice ones. The few text messages, you get up in the morning, there's a text message. Now, if I'm here in the UK and I'm hooking up with one of my fellow Jamaicans back in Jamaica, there's a big time difference. What, 5 hours, Trev?
Hmm.
Yeah. So 5 hours, I'm in bed sleeping. In the morning, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna see a text from my partner there. Oh, babe, I miss you all night. I couldn't sleep. Stop thinking about you. You know, so me, I'm gonna tell him this in broad lie. You lie, so you don't sleep. Yeah? Or when you sleep, for all you think about me all night. When me lay down last night, I just you me a sip on my pillow. And somebody else, see the pan pillow there? You understand? This sweet talk, man, you know, to make them catch you. Because
That's what they
when,
lie and
when
wicked
you look
Delia.
on the exchange rate, the same way you look on the exchange rate, we have again.
Watch you.
I must I must ship. I don't know why I'm going next. I'm gonna still kill it. Are you there, Shrem?
I am here, darling.
So when you assess the rate, we drop everybody drop off and it drop. When you assess the rate, where the exchange rate, so you look at the pound against the dollar. yeah, or the dollar against the pound, whichever way you wanna look at it. Then you can see there's a high exchange rate, right? Now, when you look on the exchange rate between the relationship as to what me I give you compared to what you I give me, it not worth it because I me keep on I send it. Me I send the barrel. Me I send all of the
Mm-hmm.
other stuff that way you like. Plus me I send the money. What you send me? Text message and phone call. That's it. You know, so we
I'm
need to wake up.
excited. I'm we don't
And,
mean myself no good.
no, no, at
You send
all.
me text messages and hello. And me get so
Me
excited.
I send
And me
all
a
the
pop
MacBook
barrel.
from here. No, how that work?
And me, and me a send everything come give to you that is supposed to make your life better. You send me one text.
Yes.
And that made my life so much
Yeah,
better.
yeah. The life
We're not
change.
being good to ourselves. We
No,
are
I don't
not
think I
being
don't
good
think
to
we're being
ourselves.
sensible. We're not being sensible at all. What we need to start look for now is this. All right. So you see, if me, I go send you a barrel, you need to send me a barrel too. So let me tell you what I want at the barrel. I want yam, banana, cocoa, dashing. I want all of the good stuff. Send the barrel come, and me send my barrel come give you.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Me know say some people probably say, you know, say them two, you're idiot. But I'm just trying to say we're giving too much for nothing. And
Too much for
you're
nothing.
not even counting the
That,
pain in there. Because
yes,
because what
that's the
the,
right answer.
yeah, what these what you find today is we women working and we're sending money. We're not even about to talk about the man because the man them I get for them near amount, but we are talking about women. We are work and we are send money go give man abroad for pay them rent. Now the question what I want to ask now is, ladies, what kind of relationship are you after? Because if you have to stay here for pay a man's rent, when you do get that person to come visit or to come and stay with you, he's not going to do anything because he's a lazy person. And it is said that man is the head of a household. So what kind of head am I come be in your household? Trev, did you saw that video the other day of the young man? I don't know if it's a joke, but I think it's dead serious. He said that his wife took him to foreign. It's here in the UK. And
Hmm.
when he came, the woman needed to go and get an extra job for pay for the bills and stuff and look after him because she knows that him don't like work. That's the way the boy say, you know.
Yeah, me see it. And
Because
and
this is the mentality a lot of these young men when big women take up these young men, them not intend for come here come do not because they believe that when they reach here the same way all them used to they over there, so and you used to send the
hmm
money every week and send the barrel and send
hmm
all the nice things. When they come here it's the same life, but when they come here and reality hits that you had to do three jobs and now you hardly can pay the rent, you can't pay the light, you have to do what you call it now, top up. When them comes to the reality, them want to go back home. And if you don't want them go back home, them going to
hmm
abuse you, verbally abuse. No, you know, say
Yes.
you never pretty because when them you want your things, the amount of prettiness you is sexy like that. No,
Yes.
you're not gonna pretty, you're not sexy, nothing. Because they
Hmm.
are upset.
Yeah, that is so true. Women need to learn that we all need to learn that those days are long gone, those days are over when women are, taking care of these men. I saw that video that you're talking about, and also over there on JY's channel, I saw a young lady. I saw a Caucasian young lady over there who was saying that the guy was her husband and that they had a child together and he wouldn't even get up at night to change diaper to give the baby a bottle.
Yeah.
That's how lazy he was. That's how lazy he was. And he wanted her to work several jobs.
Yeah.
while he stay at home and something. And it's time now that everybody out there learn from the experiences that's being shared all over the internet. Everybody has a phone in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Learn from the experiences that are being shared that this kind of foolishness has got to stop.
It's
Were
true.
you working over here? I listened to one lady on Unstoppable. She been working over here in New York as a CNA or something like that. And she been sending money to Jamaica to this man. We all do all kind of foolishness. I did my own version of foolishness. So in the foolishness Bible, I am the Genesis. In the foolishness, I am the Genesis. We all do our own
Well,
kind of
that is
foolishness.
that is
But I'm
called
hoping that,
accountability. So hey,
yes,
accountability and acceptance. So good
yes,
one on you, Trev.
yes. I'm hoping that the others learn from it and stop and don't even start this foolishness where men are coming with them too long hand and expect a woman to work like a horse and they should just sit down and benefit and financially abuse you, emotionally abuse you in every way, shape, and form. Yeah,
True.
it's about time. Yes, it's about time we be standing up for ourselves rather than allowing these men to abuse us the way they are doing. Back to you, David.
Someone asks in the comment section, are people getting married because of money or love? Well,
Both,
both.
both are none at
Yeah,
all.
both.
Yeah,
Um,
both, none at all or one. I mean, there there's an online movement where we talk about no struggle love.
mhm.
So when Nyambar asked about the money, we are talking about no struggle love, meaning you don't want to be married to somebody and the two of you sitting or looking at each other,
Yeah.
hungry, not knowing which direction to turn, what to do. Nobody wants to marry like that. But the thing is, what efforts are we making to ensure that we are not the ones providing the struggle in the relationship?
Mhm.
Because a lot of times we are the ones responsible for the struggle, but we're talking about we don't want no struggle love. So you want to just pick up somebody, be with somebody who has already established themselves financially so you can go leash off them?
No.
Or are you coming with your own table and chairs and meal and everything else? What's the deal?
All right. So
So,
my dad
mhm.
always say to me, God bless his soul. He always say that you mustn't date with man or not to be with someone who's worse than you. And that's true. Now, the problem that you find that some of us have is that we are trying to be with someone. So I'm going to repeat that because the live just went funny again. It keeps dropping, Trev. I think you're
Yes.
dumping over here tonight.
Yeah, looks so.
Said like you're dumping.
Yeah,
Trev, I
it
think
seems like
I think the problem that you find today is that we are trying to attract the wrong people, which is why the abuse is present. All right, example. Now you find nowadays that the market is there where we can fix what we don't like. We can change, we
Mhm.
can alter, the nose too broad, we can straighten it, the ears them too cock off, we can make them smaller, the breasts them need to get bigger, the bottom need to, you name it. Now, the Bible says that we were specially made. Even the very hair on our head, they're numbered. So when God didn't make we, somebody tell me, look like God didn't make a mistake. Because when we were made by the Creator, I'm sure He made us to be attracted to a certain kind. So when we take we self now, go put it in a mankind hand and go make mankind change it up and alter the thing, then we want to become attracted to another set of people. We are bring problem for ourselves because we never supposed
Exactly.
to go there in the first place. Because no matter how much you chop up yourself and then you cover it up with tattoo, I still chop up. It's I'm not having a go at you because if you want to do it, it's fine. But I'm just making a point. If you make yourself available to a certain kind that God did not intend for you to be attracted to, then you're creating problem for yourself. It was only a few days ago, Trev, I heard that someone close to me who had passed away had both their breasts burst. Their breasts explode.
Oh,
Why? Because Allah God didn't make them breast them. Will God make them, they've got change them. So the mankind one, whatever them put in there,
I think that's why and that can
and
be
they
very
die.
dangerous because then that material that's in there leaks out into the bloodstream, and
Yeah.
that can be very dangerous. I think now they're starting to make the ones that don't leak.
Welcome, Jackie.
So
Welcome, welcome, ambitious Jackie.
so
Thanks for
they are sort of improving. Well, and that is another thing we're gonna talk about that one about
yes,
those things
separate.
in another live because
Yeah.
I've seen too where the young did you see that where that young lady, what's her name, Samantha? People in the chat, if you can hear me, correct me if you can. I think her name was Samantha, the young
The young lady that went to Mexico last.
yeah, I think she went to Mexico to get something done. I'm not sure what she got done, but she
Yeah.
did not come back vertical. So that's another topic about, yeah, that's one topic that I wanted to cover as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
as to what it is, what is causing us to want so badly to change ourselves, to disfigure ourselves, to not take our bodies the way nature
Mm-hmm.
intended it to be, because we are definitely going to change as we get older and as our circumstances change, because as we have children and our
Mm-hmm.
hormones change, we get the weight, we get the pudge, we get the kids having to nurse your children, your breast doesn't stand up on your chest anymore and all of that. It's all nice and good to want to change it and fix it because that's what society has told us will make us
Society,
continue to be
yes, that's right.
attractive.
Yeah.
Yes, continue to make us attractive, and we want to be attractive to the men that we are attracting.
Mm.
But then the risk, whoa,
The risk is high. The risk is
the risk
high
is very high. Very,
because
very high.
it was what you find now. The trend is this: if you want to be with me as a more mature woman, it's your duty to look after me. Because my friend, their big women are looking after them. So you're supposed to
Yeah,
give me
that's
what
what
you
he said.
want.
Yeah,
How
that's what he
ironic.
said.
You have children and you have to be looking after these young men close to your child age. You know, some of us now, you see, all of these money we are invest in trying to get young love. If we invest in one family member who wants to go to school, to university, take it up to the T, it would be more rewarding
More
because at
rewarding,
least
I
we can
agree.
see the investment and the differences that we're making in one person's life, just one. And stop trying to tell men, I know there's better for you. No, it's not our responsibility to be responsible for a grown ass man. Very much. Thank you
Charlie.
so very much for coming. Um,
Always a pleasure, my love.
we will take this. We'll continue the discussion. The discussion. Don't make me. I'll get stomach. We'll continue the discussion because this was the first of many to come. There's a lot of
Mm,
topics, surrounding abuse that we haven't even touched yet. And this channel is all about abuse. We can learn and we can teach each other. The next thing we want to talk about is where we're from. Share our experience. We want to share our experience because many of us are going through things, still are going through things, are still struggling with our childhood trauma. Many of us are dealing with domestic abuse. Many of us are dealing with financial abuse. Many of us are dealing with things in our lives. And just by sharing our experience and our strength, we can help someone else, to pull through their own situation. So what we're gonna start doing now, we're going to share our story. Me not have nothing to tell you really, but Trevor have something can tell you. Anyway, we're gonna start sharing our story, and my amazing family here is going to share her experience with you. If you were married, or if you are married, thinking of marriage, please put a stop on the thinking part until Trev tell about the marriage part, because when you hear her story, it gonna make you think twice, especially if the husband not there, if him there somewhere else. Yes. Right, Trev?
Right.
So we have that to come. We have that to come. And guys, if you really build, just build your confidence and just feel at home and understand that this platform is a safe platform and it's a family platform. And we are going to take this, grow this together as a family by sharing and caring. So if there's something that is bothering you, watch out for the numbers that are coming up soon. We will start doing calling as well, Trev. So we'll provide a number where we can actually call. Instead of texting, you can actually speak so everyone can hear you. That is coming as well. So stay tuned, stay connected, and you'll all see what's going to be unfolding over the next few days, weeks, months, and into the longevity of the channel. So let me take this opportunity to thank you very much, my family, Trev, for coming. It has been
Anytime, my sister.
um, it has been great having you, and yes, you have pulled out my confidence string, and you have given me the
That's a
strength,
good
and
thing.
I look forward to doing this with you again, again, and again. Yes,
Thank you so much for having me. And to everybody in the chat, thank you all so much for coming. We
thank you,
sincerely
guys.
appreciate you. Thank you for the good conversation. Thank you so much, family. We will talk.
Yes, we'll talk again. Um,
Yes. You have a good
Mayambura,
evening now. Mhm.
you're right. Mayumbu, you just made a comment. You see, you make me a mess up the pronunciation now.
I'm
Passionate,
sorry.
yes, I get you. You're right. You're right. But hey, just be strong and be true to yourself, and don't allow people to use whatever they want to use to bring you down. Just stay above, rise above. Positivity always, yeah? All right, guys, checking out. So you have a wonderful day wherever you are. Continue to have a wonderful day. You all take care, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, why not do so today? And if you have listened to this video this far, please click the like button.